I think do not hurt me because I know how you like to tussle. I think self-love is overrated. Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna Celeste, and I hope you're here to stay. Okay. So for today's video, I want to discuss this topic that I've been wanting to discuss for a good while, but I've been procrastinating, and I'm just now trying to get used to doing more YouTube videos after not doing them for a long time. So the topic that I would like to discuss is how I think do not hurt me because I know how you like to tussle. I think self-love is overrated. And hear me out. Listen before y'all go crazy. So for starters, I want to give credit to Leah Alexander. She's the one that mentioned this topic. So I wanted to add my 2 cents, give my 2 cents on this topic because I couldn't agree more. So me, I like getting straight to the point. So let's just get right into this video. So before I begin, I'm going to put Leah Alexander's video in the description box below. And I'm also going to talk about what she was saying in her video, and I'm going to give my 2 cents. So in her video, she was explaining how self-love is now being a brand and it's more marketing, and how it's always you had to buy something. Which, if you really look at it, and if you really look at social media right now, as far as TikTok, Instagram, mainly YouTube, you see it on YouTube here and there, but it's mainly like TikTok and Instagram, if that makes sense. However, if you look on social media, it's buying 300 skincare or self-care products. It's Pilates, it's the color pink, it's matcha, it's tea or different fruits and drinks, and so on and so on. It's getting your nails done, getting your toes done, getting a massage, and let's go on and on. Right now, self-love is being sold to, which for starters, to me, self-love is more than that. It's more than buying something. You don't need to buy 300 products or $800 of worth of products in the name of self-love. Self-love is about having standards and boundaries and sticking to them. Learn how to stick to them, okay? Having standards, having boundaries, taking accountability for your actions, because don't nobody want to be a victim. And if you want to be a victim, this channel is not for you, because I don't like when people play victim for stuff they do. But that's here or there. That's a different subject for a different day. It's being authentic. It's knowing your worth. That is self-love, okay? It's more than buying something and always buying something. It's more than that. And then not only that, but people also, another thing with that, and it's something that I've been going through for a while. So let's say you and somebody else, and it doesn't work out. You and another man, or you and a woman, it doesn't work out. Y'all break up, or y'all go y'all separate ways, whatever. And like I said, it doesn't work out. So you're sad about it. You go to your friends or whoever you go to about what happened. And the first thing they say is self-love. Love yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to focus on yourself. Who said that I didn't love myself? Because it didn't work out with a person, that means I don't love myself? It just simply means it didn't work out. Now, if you keep coming across the same type of man, or if you are a man, if you keep coming across the same type of woman, then yeah, you need to love yourself. You need to do the inner work. Excuse me. Because there is no way that you are coming across the same type of person, the same type of man, the same type of woman. There is no way. Okay, that's kind of sort of a problem, which we need to fix that. So, in that case, if you keep coming across the same type of man, then yes, you do need to love yourself, and you need to do the inner work. All right. However, if it simply just did not work out, it simply did not work out. It does not equal I hate myself. That doesn't make any type of sense. It just didn't work out with that person. Or if you're a person that really wants love, like romantic love, you would like a romantic partner. People do this, and I'm telling you right now, it annoys me every time they do it. And for my friends and family that do that, I'm telling you now, it's annoying. I don't like when y'all do that. But here it is. Your time will come. Your time will come when you least expect it. The one will find you. Really? And not only that, they'll throw in self-love too. You can love yourself and still want a romantic relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. Me, I love myself. Now I love myself. And I would like a romantic relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting romance. There's nothing wrong with that. Why? I don't know why people just constantly throw in self-love or love yourself, focus on you. Okay, yes, self-love, yes, you do need to love yourself. However, you can still want romantic relationships. You can still date. You can still have community, because we're human. As far as me, I crave connections. Whether it's family, friends, or even with a man. I crave connection. I love connections. Okay, I may not show it, but deep down, I love connections. Okay, because one thing about me is I like being alone. I don't like being lonely. Those two are two different things. Okay, yes, I like my alone time, my solitude. Yes, but do I want to be lonely? Absolutely not. I don't want to be lonely. I like connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family, those types of things, business, community, all that stuff. That's what I like. That's what I crave. You're not going to sit here and shove self-love down my throat so I can be so quote-unquote lonely. No. You can love yourself and still have community and romantic relationships. You can still do that. However, the problem is when you center dating and when you center men. You have other things going on in your life. You need to find some hobbies, some activities. So go to work, talk to your friends, talk to your close family. There's other things that's more important. Another thing that she mentioned that I also would like to talk about, because it is true, and that was a hard pill to swallow for me, because I know there were times where I did the same thing. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. She was basically saying sorry. She was basically saying the whole cutting people off. I'm gonna try to explain it the best way I can so I don't say anything wrong. And I should have wrote this down. That's what I get. But anyway, she was basically explaining how cutting people off in the name of self-love or protecting your peace, or like what am I trying to say? And ghosting people. So cutting people off or ghosting people in the name of protecting your peace. Especially if that person okay, how can I say this? Especially if you didn't even tell the person what the boundary was and you just cut them off and ghost them, you're basically avoiding the issue. You're basically avoiding the problem, especially if you didn't even communicate the boundary, or you didn't communicate like, hey, you did this and it was messed up, or hey, we were moving too fast, or hey, we were what you said, what you did was pretty messed up. You simply could have said that. And let's just say, as far as the other person, you can't control what the other person does. You can only control what you do. As far as the other person, you let them know the boundary. Let's say you did let them know the boundary, or you let them know, hey, you did this and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like what you did, whatever. And the other person can either apologize, play the victim, or be like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you no more. Now, if they're not sincere, if they're being the victim, then yeah, cut them off. And if they continue to do the same thing after you already addressed that time and time. Now, if you keep addressing time and time again, that's crazy. But if you already addressed it and they continue to do it, then yes, you have a right to cut them off. Because after I just explained to you what you did was messed up and you had me effed up, you're going to continue to do the thing that I specifically told you that I don't like when you do that, and I specifically told you not to do that, and you're going to do it anyway? Now we have a problem. However, let's say you cut them off, you ghost them in the name of protecting your peace. Is it protecting your peace for real? Or are you just avoiding it? Because those are two different things. You addressing something and you avoiding it are two different things. If you addressed it and they continue to do the same thing after you've already addressed it and how it had you fucked up, then yeah, you need to cut them off. And that's just that. Now, if you just cut them off, you didn't explain what they did was wrong. What they did was wrong. You didn't even talk about it. You didn't have the courage to talk to them about it. You're avoiding it, and not only that, but you're also being a coward. That is some coward energy, which I just experienced that. So cutting people off / ghosting them in the name of protecting your peace is not. You're just avoiding the problem when the whole time you could have just aggressed. You should have just addressed the problem. Now, like I said before, I will ghost somebody in a heartbeat because they did me wrong, right? But there were times where I did not explain how they did me wrong, and there were other times where I did explain that what they did was wrong. And now I'm starting to not ghost people. I changed that. I am going to explain to you how you had me fucked up. And then if you continue to do it, or you just want to end it here and right now, okay. If you want to end it right, what am I saying? If you want to end it right here and right now, if you want to continue to do the thing that I already told you I don't like when you do that, and you still want to do it anyways, then yes, I'm going to cut you off. Yes, I'm not going to deal with you, especially if you're disrespecting me, like intentionally disrespecting me, because that's not okay. You shouldn't be doing that. And not to be one of those people, but maturing is realizing that ghosting is not always good. Now, do I think ghosting people sometimes is good? Yes, but all the time ghosting people is ridiculous. As far as people just intentionally disrespecting you, I do think you need to cut them off and or set some serious boundaries with that person, because there should be no way that this person is just intentionally just disrespecting you. And not only that, but I do think if somebody is continuously disrespecting you, you need to defend yourself. For real. You just can't let people just disrespect you. Like, no. Anyway, even if that means cuss them out, there's nothing wrong with a cuss out. I am a firm believer in there's nothing wrong with a good cuss out, a good one, okay? Especially if you know how to do it right. If you know how to do it right, then yes, do that, okay? All right, but ghosting people isn't always good because it's also can be some cowardly energy, especially if you didn't even address it to the person. You just flat out ghosted them. Now, if you already done addressed it with this person and they still being the same and being disrespectful, then yeah, you need to ghost that person. But as far as not addressing it, that's cowardly energy, and it's pretty hurtful because they probably didn't even know. They either probably didn't know what they did, or you just never addressed it. Just simple. Or they knew what they did. Who knows? But, however, ghosting people is not always good. As far as self-love and loving yourself, some things that I would suggest is, for starters, if you don't already, know what your non-negotiables are. Set those boundaries. Find out what your standards are. Do the inner work. That is self-love, okay? If you were in the wrong, if you did somebody wrong, if you did yourself wrong, take that accountability. Take the accountability. I promise you, taking accountability would not kill you, okay? It will not hurt you. It's just bettering yourself. It is called growth. And growth can be ugly, okay? All right. Know what your values are. If you don't already, know what your values are. Now, there's no book as far as how to love yourself. And I wish this was taught because some people just generally just don't know how to love themselves. But, however, for starters, know your values, your boundaries, your standards, what your non-negotiables are, what you're not tolerating, okay? If somebody is disrespecting you, stand up for yourself. Let them know. Address it when they are disrespecting you. And then I hate when you address it to somebody and they be like, oh, it's just a joke. You're too sensitive. Or you take everything so serious. What? You offended me and I'm too sensitive? I take everything too serious? Now I'm the villain? Girl, stop. Know your worth and be your authentic self. Okay, whatever your authentic self looks like, be your authentic self. Whatever it looks like for you. Okay? Self-love is not always buying something. It's not always buying something. It's not $800 trillion worth of skincare and self-care products, or all these self-help books and gurus and TikToks, and it's not the color pink. It's not always Pilates and a matcha. That's not it. Self-love is way deeper than what I just said. Self-love at times is really getting to the nitty-gritty. That is self-love. So I hope you all like this video. I hope you understand some of my points on the whole why I think self-love is overrated. Comment down below if you think the same, if you agree, if you disagree. Comment down below what self-love is to you. And I will see you all in the next video. Deuces. Ooh.